Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of B.S.ing Sports here on the B.S.ing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. With me, as always, on my baseball, we haven't been here in about a month, but with me, as always, is Ryan.
Yeah, good to be back. We took life got in the way. I was traveling a little bit. Some things came up last weekend, but yeah, we're back, man. And a lot has happened since the last time we've been on the show too. So a lot to talk about.
That is correct. For those of you who listen a lot, you can probably tell my voice doesn't sound right. I am a little bit under the weather, but we're going to push through and get this thing done. We're going to start with the Immaculate Grid. We're going to go into some standings, and then Ryan and I are going to kind of bullshit a little bit.
Yep. All right, I guess I lead off because, I keep losing. Fortunately, for those of you that have not followed along with our show, Bill has gotten very, very lucky over the last 6 Saturdays or so, and there's been no teams on the grid. Now I have my chance. And I actually have the perfect name for that top left square. But before I get into the name, for those of you listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever podcasts are listened to, so the Immaculate Grid for today, down the left side, top to bottom, we have the Detroit Tigers, 200 career wins, pitching, played first base, minimum 1 game. Across the top, left to right, we've got the Toronto Blue Jays, a 6+ WAR season, and only 1 team. Should be a little interesting here with that only 1 team, because even sometimes legends on certain teams go off and play somewhere else. So, but to get right to it, to fill in that top left square, I'm going to go Rajay Davis for 2%. It's a very, very good
start. It's a good start. It really is. I'm going to go 1 team, played minimum first base, Ryan Howard for 3%.
And it does fit because although he signed with the Atlanta Braves on a minor league deal, he never made it to the majors.
Correct.
Yeah, so let's see. How do I want to attack this next? 6+ WAR season for Detroit.
While Ryan is thinking, fans, everybody out there, make sure that you go back to the last time we did a show. You like and post, or like and quote the post that we made about the giveaway for the baseball cards. We're trying to get, like we said, up to 300 subscribers on YouTube before the All-Star break for the MLB. And the original card I showed is an Ellie De La Cruz 35-year anniversary card. I'm also throwing in 2 other cards. I'm not going to show you what they are, but they are also on the docket.
Yeah, so 3 free cards giveaway. All you have to do is retweet the pinned tweet on the B.S.ing Sports Twitter page or X page, if that's what you decide to call it nowadays, and then subscribe to YouTube. And then when we draw the winner, all you have to do is provide the evidence that you've subscribed to YouTube, and boom, you get some fun cards. So while Bill was explaining that, for 6+ WAR season and 200 career wins, I put Max Scherzer at 3%. I figured, just in case this is your first time tuning in, Bill and I cannot use the same player. So this does lock down Max Scherzer. He is no longer available for the Detroit Tigers line anywhere, and Bill cannot use him. So, yep. And while he's thinking about that, I think the Phillies' first pitch, 4:05 yesterday, felt like a really like a playoff game for the Philadelphia Phillies. They kind of took over Baltimore. It was a really good atmosphere. It was a really good game. So looking forward to game 2 here today.
I went with Honus Wagner, 6+ WAR, played first base at minimum 1 game. Honus Wagner hits for 0.2%.
There you go. I'm going to go old school as well. Mr. Ty Cobb, same square, 0.08%.
Ooh,
which is unfortunate. Huge.
Yeah,
because in the event of a rarity score tie, for whatever reason, the tiebreaker is whoever has the rarest player on their grid.
All right, going back to me. I'm going to go Phil Negro. 200+ wins pitching, and he played for the Blue Jays. 3%.
There you go. Good pull. Let's see. So back to me. Played first base for Toronto. Couple names I could fill in there. Detroit 6+ WAR season. Only one team for Detroit. Not 100% certain about this guy. I'm going to rip Alkaline for 19%, which is not a great score, but it's huge because I feel like Bill's not going to fill out that square.
Tim, thanks for chiming in there, Tim. He says, "What's up, you gorgeous humans?"
Thank you.
You are normally I would have difficulty filling out the Detroit Tigers or any team really. Only one team, except there's guys on the current roster who are very young. That's where my brain is going to go.
Yep.
But prior to going there,
found a white hair in my beard this morning.
I've got like 4 of them, and they're like doing this thing. They're like going towards each other, like an upside down heart. I don't get it, man. I'm going to take Placido Polanco for 0.4%, 6+ WAR, Detroit Tigers.
There you go. It's a good pull. That ain't too bad. Flip it over to me. So we're looking pretty good here so far. 200 career wins, Toronto Blue Jays. I got a couple names that could fill that one out. Toronto Blue Jays have existed since 1977. First base, only one team.
Tim Brandt asked a great question. He asked what WAR is. Ryan,
wins above replacement. So it's a number given to a player. It calculates it. It factors in what era they played in, right? Because obviously it's kind of hard to judge Ty Cobb versus Alkaline versus Albert Pujols. They all played in different eras of baseball. It factors in ballpark, level of competition played. It's a number essentially determining how many wins above a replacement level player you are, and a 6+ WAR season is a good season. The standard for WAR, if you are the most average player in baseball, is about 2. So anything 3 times that, obviously you're very good. And then there have been several in history that have had like 10 WAR seasons, unbelievable years. So let's see, 200 wins for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays played first base. I wonder if you ever played first base, Mr. Joe Carter. You did, for 4%.
Okay. I did not know that. So you learn something new every day.
Yeah, and that's actually exactly what your brother just said in the chat. He said you learn something new every day.
6+ WAR, 200 career wins. We go Mark Burley for 0.2%.
It's a very good pull. Very, very good pull. Only one team played first base. Spencer Torkelson.
Okay, well, you took who I was going to use up there in the top right square.
Exactly why I did it.
Oh, man.
Spencer Torkelson. I'm surprised he was 3% in that square.
He probably is the one team. People probably used him a lot for one team.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like that. I'm surprised he was that high. I thought he would for sure be much higher in that top right square, but.
Well, you know what? No, I'm going to go with a different Cardinals pitcher. Oh, 9%, only one team, 200 career wins. Adam Wainwright.
It's a tough one to do.
Should have gone Jim Palmer.
Yeah, that's kind of who I was thinking. Jim Palmer.
You can use it. Again, sorry that I'm a little bit under the weather here, fans. Pushing through.
Mr. Palmer for 9%. I wonder if everybody in that square is just 9%.
Hey, I'll take it. It means we broke even there. That 19% you got there is hurting you.
Not really, because I don't expect you to be able to fill that square out.
Toronto Blue Jays played first base, minimum 1 game. Matt Stairs, 0.4%.
There you go. 200 career wins for Toronto. Still have some names that I could use there. Let's see. 6+ WAR for Detroit. Let's see. There's Miggy. There's Verlander. Let's do. I'm just going to put Clemens in here. Do I want to take that gamble? I do. Nope, he didn't win 200 games. That's kind of what I thought.
Who was it? Because you didn't
Chris
pull
Carpenter.
yours up. Okay.
I wonder what his win total is. I knew it was probably pretty close.
All right, I'm going to take a guess here. And the only reason this dude's name is coming to mind is because we went and saw the Tigers play in spring training, and we immediately Googled whether or not he was related to one Carson Wentz. 0.1%.
There you go. Yeah.
I didn't know if he had played for anybody else. I was taking a shot in the dark there.
I think he's a pretty young dude, if I'm not mistaken. Plus, if I remember correctly, when we looked him up, he didn't have very good numbers, so I'm not sure who would want him.
That's a good point.
There you go.
Ooh,
176 for me. So even if you don't fill this in, you got me beat.
Oh, David Wells. Do what you're supposed to be doing, Bill. Wow, he pitched for 20 years? Holy crap. I got a 23.
Go.
David Wells for 6% in that top left square.
Only 6 people have ever won 200 games and pitched for the Blue Jays. So Halladay, obviously, Clemens, Negro. Who are the other 3?
David Wells is one of them. Sorry,
yeah.
It didn't transfer for some reason, but I do have the screen up. Let me see if I can fix it. Come on, play catch up, please. Thank you. There we go.
Okay, so Toronto
over. Roger Clemens, you already got him.
Yeah, Negro.
This is what Ryan and I do on a daily basis when we're confused about something or we like go in and dive in. So you guys are witnessing it in real time.
We got to get the answers, especially for those rare ones, right? Good, again, nice, good to have information.
David Wells also on the list.
Yep.
I mean, you pitch for 20 years, you probably win 200 games.
Jack Morris.
Mark Burley.
Is that all 6?
That is all 6, yes. Doc.
Well, yeah, I mean, we already said that, I think.
All right. So, moving on, we're going to jump right into our standings conversation. Again, thank you everybody who's tuned in right now. If you have not done so yet, please go back, repost our Ellie De La Cruz rookie card. We will repost it after this show so you can share it. Subscribe to us on YouTube, please. If we get to 300 subscribers by the All-Star break, we will be doing a giveaway. We'll come on live. We'll do like a spinning wheel with everybody's name on it. And we'll go from there. Again, the card I'm giving away, 35-year anniversary, Ellie De La Cruz rookie card.
Yeah, so that brings my record to 2-6 on Saturdays. Oh, Bill, dude, you don't got to call yourself out like that. Jesus.
That's intense the way you just did that for me. Thanks. I appreciate it.
I didn't do anything. I don't know what happened. Maybe
I'm just good statistics.
Something I don't.
We were sitting at the bar yesterday, and every time the statistical category came up, you can't even act like I didn't crush it.
That
All
being
right.
said, all right, we got to do standings review.
We do. I'm working on pulling it up right now.
Damn, Ryan, you slacking. Yeah, it is what it is. Maybe I just let the pressure of the bright lights, being live, 20 plus viewers, really get to me,
For what it's worth, listeners, Ryan beats me 7 out of 10 times at the bar.
I am, I'm like an origami crane. I fold under pressure.
All right, let's start with the AL West. I guess I'll go with the AL. You can do the NL.
Oh, yeah.
AL West, Seattle Mariners are leading the way there, 41-31. Texas Rangers at 33-36. Astros 32-38. They've really come on from where they were at the beginning of the season. Like they were really struggling. The Angels kind of faltering here, 27-42. We knew that they weren't going to be much. And then you've got the very lowly Sacramento Athletics at 26-40.
Hey, they ain't Sacramento Athletics yet.
They may as well be.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting here,
the pitching staff for the Seattle Mariners is really standing out to me. You're talking, they've only got a plus 12 run differential, which means they're not scoring runs, but the pitching staff is really doing their job.
Yeah, and 3 teams in the positive for run differential, but only 1 positive in the record, which is all that matters.
All that matters wins.
Seattle probably should add a bat. I think they're probably in contention for Luis Robert. I mean, they got to be.
Yeah,
right?
We could talk about that when we get to Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Yeah.
All
right.
So in the NL West, we got the Dodgers at the top, 43-28. Look like more like the Dodgers. 103 run differential. Wow. And then you've got the San Diego Padres just above 500, 37-36. You've got Arizona, the reigning NL champs, sitting in third place, 34-36. And then the San Francisco Giants are actually tied with them in third place, same record, 34-36. Colorado Rockies are just as bad as everybody expected them to be at 24-45. Yeah, man, Dodgers are a good baseball team. That's pretty much, the synopsis of this entire division is that the Dodgers are a very good baseball team and had some very bad luck losses in the beginning of the season. But, more and more they just look like the Dodgers, right? They'll win that division handily by double-digit amount of games, which is kind of sad because if you look at the Padres roster, they got some talent on there, but at the end of the day, doesn't always win you ball games. So,
yeah, correct. All right, we'll move on to the AL Central. The Cleveland Guardians sitting at 44-23. The surprisingly good Kansas City Royals sitting at 40-31. However, they are 4-6 in their last 10. The Minnesota Twins.
Good Cleveland Guardians too. That's
a good point.
Start from top to bottom.
The Minnesota Twins at 38-32. The Detroit Tigers sitting at 33-36. They're a young team. They're starting to show a lot of promise. So good on the Tigers. And then the Chicago White Sox are significantly worse than I thought they'd be at 18-53. I mean, when you lose 16 straight games, there's something going on there.
Yeah, I think the White Sox are just unpredictably bad. We knew they weren't going to be that good of a team, but you couldn't have pictured this. Negative 55 run differential. Holy shit.
You got 3 teams in this division above 500. All 3 teams are going to be pushing for obviously the division lead, but also a wild card spot in the postseason. But the plus 92 run differential for the Guardians is super solid.
Timmy brings up this comment. I hear the closer for the A's is really good. Yes, Mason Miller is fantastic. It was an electric fastball, 102, 103 miles an hour, and very, very good. So naturally, the A's will definitely trade him or let him walk in free agency when his time comes.
We will do a trade deadline show, Tim. Tim asks, what trades do you think will happen before the trade deadline? We will do a trade episode. Don't worry. I don't have enough information on it right this second to go to bat and talk a ton about it. But we already mentioned Luis Robert.
Let's talk about that since we just have the AL Central up. Luis Robert, 3.5-ish years of team control left. Just came back from injury a couple weeks ago, so he hasn't played too many games yet this year, but very slow start for him. He's hitting below 200. Power isn't quite there yet, but this is a guy who hit 38 homers last year. So there's pop in the bat. And he hit over 320, I believe, 2021, something like that, a couple years ago.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. So Obviously electric player.
He's on the block. I mean, White Sox are shopping him.
I'm curious if they will actually deal him, with so much team control left. But I mean, that could also play a factor in what kind of prospects they get.
Tim says he hopes the Phillies goes to get Mason Miller from the A's. Yeah, I mean, our bullpen ERA is freaking phenomenal, but I mean, guess it couldn't hurt to get another stud out there, right?
Yeah, you can never have too many arms. So in the NL Central, we have the Milwaukee Brewers at 40-29. We have the St. Louis Cardinals in second place at 34-34. Right behind them are the Cincinnati Reds at 34-35. Behind them are the Pittsburgh Pirates at 33-36, and then the Chicago Cubs are right behind them at 33-37. So, I mean, Milwaukee's kind of got a bit of a gap there, but I mean, the difference between second and fifth place in this division is 2 games. So it really is anybody's division. And for what it's worth, Cincinnati is the only team 2 through 5 that actually has a positive run differential. And I also think that they have singly, like, maybe the most electric player in this division. I know Mason Wynn is obviously a very good shortstop as well for the St. Louis Cardinals and has better overall like hitting stats. But as an all-encompassing player, I mean, Elly De La Cruz is very hard to ignore. He is very fun to watch and probably the reason that they sell tickets in Cincinnati.
I concur, yeah. All right, going up to the AL East, the MLB leading New York Mets at 50-22. The Baltimore Orioles 3.5 back on them, 45-24. The Boston Red Sox are 14 games back, sitting at 500 at 35-35. Then you've got the Blue Jays at 33-36 and the Rays at 33-37. 134 run plus 134 run differential for the Yankees. That's outstanding.
They've come on
just like you said with the Dodgers. The Yankees are a good ball team.
Yeah, and the craziest part is Garrett Cole is in rehab right now, on a rehab assignment. He's not in rehab, but he's on a rehab assignment. He just pitched for Scranton Wilkes-Barre last night. So they don't even have their best pitcher, and guys like Lucas Gill and Nestor Cortez are picking up the slack. I mean, their pitching has been far and away better than I thought it would be. And they're a better team than we thought they would be, because when we did our preseason show and we saw their line at 93.5 wins, you and I very comfortably took the under, and that's going to look like a mistake because New York will probably win 100 now. Yeah, they'll probably win 100 games. And I thought that for sure Baltimore would walk away with this division, and Baltimore obviously a very good team in their own right, 45-24, 105 run differential. But I mean, the Yankees are just, pretty much since the start of May have been out of this world.
Yeah. I mean, it helps when you have guys like Judge and Soto who are just like tearing the world up.
Yeah, Judge. I mean, they went on those 30-plus game on-base streaks. Those guys are monsters in the lineup. So to jump over to the NL East, we've got our favorite Philadelphia Phillies sitting at 47-22, 105 run differential. The Atlanta Braves sitting in second place at 37-30, 9 games back. No Acuna, no Strider, the bats are quiet. Austin Riley's been quiet for most of the season. Matt Olson has
not showed up.
Been quiet for a lot of the season. So it's kind of they've had every struggle which way possible, and they're still 7 games above 500, 9 games back in division. That they'll be a playoff team. So Chris Sale's reemergence as looking like a true ace again has been fantastic. I saw him hit 98 on the gun, not his start last night, but the start before that. So he might be all the way back, which is big news for the Atlanta Braves. In third place,
especially we have Strider out.
Yeah, we have the Washington Nationals, 33-36. They were my team to finish in third place. I liked some of their young pieces, and a lot of guys took step forwards this year.
CJ Abrams.
Yeah, the New York Mets, who also have Pete Alonso on the block, are in fourth place at 31-37. I've heard that they're listening in on offers for him, despite being 7-3 in their last 10. I think that's a smart decision as an organization, because it's better to get something for him at the deadline than potentially let him walk. And then the Miami Marlins, who are 23-46. They are a really, 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 really bad team.
2-8 in their last 10, and they've been abysmal since they traded Luis Arias away.
They were abysmal before that, but yes.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That they're just not a good team. Like, they don't have any good starting pitching. I think Jazz Chisholm was actually just voted by MLB players as the most overrated player in the league. So, and I wholeheartedly concur with that. I feel like while he is flashy and he does a lot of great things, he's just not consistent enough. So, I don't think he's like a cornerstone piece to a franchise. I don't view him that way.
John Ferris says they'll choke in the playoffs. This came up when we were in the middle of talking about the Yankees and Phillies, so I don't know which team he was talking about.
Said the Yankees.
Okay.
Yeah, the Phillies will hopefully continue to build off back-to-back NLCS appearances, maybe get us a World Series title here, which I, not going to lie, took for granted back in 2008. So, yeah. Need another one.
Let's get another one.
Yeah, we're going to keep a little short here just because Bill's not feeling well, so we are going to jump right into the 3 strikes trivia question, and I am going to post it up in the banners, but before I do that, I just want to remind everybody, if you know the answer, please keep it to yourself until after the game is over. I will give everybody a chance to answer in the comments. So, who has the most homers in the World Series all time?
It's got to be a Yankee. Who played in the most? It's either the Babe or Mickey Mantle. I'm going to go Mantle.
That's right. I thought for sure that you would guess Ruth first. Yeah, Mickey Mantle is the all-time leader in World Series home runs with 18, and right behind him is Babe Ruth with 15, and then right behind him is Yogi Berra. 4 of the top 5 were all Yankees. So, that's
they got 20. They have 20 World Series championships. Of course, it was a Yankee.
Yeah. 27. Don't disrespect them. I mean, we don't like them, but you got to respect them. Any other baseball news you want to talk about, Bill?
Yeah, I already told Timmy we're going to do a trade episode, so we can nix that.
Yeah, and we're just getting back into the swing of things, and Bill's obviously not feeling well, so
I appreciate that. Yeah,
yeah, might be a little bit shorter of an episode. So yeah, I've got nothing left.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and share that post so you can be entered into the contest to win these cards.
Yeah, and if you guys don't believe us, we did do a giveaway during football season, and it was a huge success. So, yeah, guy got 3 cards for free. He's very happy about it. All right, call to the Bill pen.
That's going to do it for us here on B.S.ing Sports. Thank you for joining us on the B.S.ing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Have a good night.